Hello, everyone. We're live immediately after the latest episode of Westworld. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
I'm Single Sarah.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flex out of Hickson, Tennessee. This is the Season 2, Episode 6 review of the Westworld episode Phase Space. This one was... Okay, we complained last week was like a low point for the season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is beginning to redeem Season 2, it seems like.
I hope so. It was a good sign.
We're beginning the back half of Season 2, and to me, this episode wasn't perfect by any means, but
No.
we got to see a lot of neat stuff. Finally, Maeve made it to the farm where her daughter was at.
Yep.
Spoilers ahead, just in case. Mary's in the chat,
Mary!
waving hello.
So there's like 4 episodes left, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Golly.
It's kind of flew by, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're over halfway done now. 6 out of 10 down. Spoilers ahead. She ends up meeting her daughter, but I kind of knew that either one, the daughter was going to be dead. Number 2, the daughter wouldn't remember, or number 3, there was going to be another mother there in
You
her
didn't
place.
say that while we were watching it. You just said the first 2.
No, but I was thinking that there was going to be
She
like
didn't
another
mention
mom.
it.
That was just the way the program works.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think that would be the case, but I knew it was a possibility.
She had to have a new mother, but
But of
I
course,
really just didn't even know if she still existed. Like,
that too.
if she was even going to find her.
yeah.
That was my thing. I was hoping that wasn't the route they were going to go, but I thought, God, what if that never gets resolved? Like, what if she's out there constantly looking for her and, like, never finds her? But,
Yeah, like she got kidnapped or something. We got to spend
Or
the
like
next
she's-
4 episodes looking for her.
yeah, some bullshit like that. Maybe she was in the basement with, like, all the other ones, so.
People under the stairs.
Oh, that's a scary movie. That is a good movie, though, but it's scary. Regardless.
So, we got that. We actually see a part where Bernard goes, he basically puts his mind into like the hive mind, so to speak.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's like his mind goes into like the narrative program, like the overall system
Mhm.
where they make changes and stuff. And he walks in and he sees everybody going through the routines, and he walks into the saloon, and playing the piano is Abraham Ford. Wait, no, his name wasn't Abraham, was it? Yeah,
I don't remember his first name. But, I mean, I don't reckon it matters.
Rita.
I think it was. I'm not 100%. So yeah, that it was, he greets him at the very end of the episode, and that's it. So I'm like, holy crap, I really want to see where that goes. This episode wasn't a crap episode that was redeemed by the ending. This episode was a decent episode with a really good ending. We end up the whole Dolores and Teddy thing. That really seems to have kind of stalled out.
It has at the moment.
It's almost like you can care about Maeve, you can care about Dolores, but you can't care about them both at the same time. Have you noticed that like once one story picks up, the other one drops a little?
Yeah, they've not learned to really balance that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're kind of parallels of each other in a way. They're both hosts who have become self-aware, but they've both gone their own ways as far as how to handle it, and you really give a crap about one or the other, but not both. It's just how the story is.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because Teddy knows that she reprogrammed him.
Yeah.
That was
He
hilarious.
remembers. And they didn't really do a great job of showing everything
Yeah.
as a result of last episode. So I mean, there's some flaws. I almost feel like the shows right now are suffering from being too busy. Like they're just trying to cram pack so much stuff in, and you're not able to care about everything. It's just so much crap's going on. And but probably my main story that I really am still enjoying is the Man in Black. His daughter shows up. Um, they sit and talk and kind of reminisce about everything, and talk about his wife, her mother, and at the they basically camp out for the night, and when she wakes up the next morning, he's gone. But he began the episode thinking that she was a host, but I got the feeling that's not the case.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That would be just way too obvious.
Take him out of there, so he hauled butt.
Because he was talking to her like, Ford was in her mind, and she's like, "No, pretty much." And she starts telling him all this stuff that I guess only she could know. And they kind of get everything put together, and eventually, they kind of team up. She seems to be really handy behind a pistol. That seemed to be.
I like
cool.
her.
But yeah, she is cool, but she seemed to be kind of ill that he had ditched her in the middle of the night. I'm not really sure why she's making such an effort to run with him.
It's his daughter.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but
Maybe she's trying to, I guess, save him or something.
Probably.
I keep wanting to call him
She
Goku.
doesn't want him to die, obviously.
Right, now that we know it's Goku.
What?
The Amazing Deadpool, that's Goku. He changed his name.
Goku, why did you do that? That just confuses me.
That is true. We
I
knew
know
him as
because
Goku for
well,
a
I
year
mean, yeah,
plus.
because he was Goku, and then the ultimate Goku, he
Ultra
stayed in.
Instinct.
Yeah, that's it. Ultra Instinct
Oh,
Goku.
shit. Sarah remembers. I didn't.
Of course I do.
And then he went off and did Deadpool.
That's like, what's his
Weird.
name?
Devasso, who's got
Devasso.
12 accounts.
Speaking of Devasso, where is Devasso?
I don't know. He disappears for a while.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while. Maybe he's in Facebook jail or Twitter jail or whatever.
That's Brooke. She's in Facebook jail.
She's in Facebook jail?
Oh dear God! Yeah, he
yeah.
actually asked, "Are there still point things?" Which I'm assuming he means our fussbot thing.
Oh yeah, we gave up on that shit.
Yeah, dude, we quit doing that a while back because it wasn't really.
It didn't want to cooperate after we got the new computer.
Yeah, after we got the new computer,
I'll
we
tell
started.
you why she's in Facebook.
We started, running it, but it wouldn't whenever you go into the program, it
She's
lets
in
you
Facebook
pick
jail,
the
so I
video
think
you have
Saturday.
scheduled, and the video that we were doing at the time wouldn't pop up on the list, so we were unable to run it. And we did that about a dozen times.
We
and then
tried,
finally just
yeah.
said to hell
About
with it.
2 weeks we
Is there
tried.
not a similar program to work with, or do you know, or have you looked into it? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, crap, we were giving $5 a month to their Patreon for a few months,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Oh, we can't." It's basically, I think it was like an independent program where a couple of guys that got together made the program and put it on Patreon, and it got to where it got so popular that they couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
wow.
I mean, they had literally like 200. They had 200 donors, a max $200 for $5 a month. They were making $1,000 a month on it, and it got to the point where they got so busy and so overwhelmed that they had to eliminate their donor program. They're like, "Hey, we can't take money
What they
anymore."
should have done
We
is
can't
up
keep
the
up.
donations, and then they probably could have afforded to spend more time on it.
Well, once they did, they started getting above what YouTube would allow in terms of traffic.
Oh.
Like,
Yes.
that heavy traffic coming through their servers,
Yeah.
and, YouTube's like, so, and it was already maxing out some months.
Yeah.
So, anyway, enough about that.
Anyway,
though. I mean, I hated it, but, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we're not really doing Fussbot anymore. Unfortunately, that was fun while it lasted, but
Thank goodness
I did, however, notice a distinct drop-off in traffic compared to when we ended Fussbot.
Yep.
That kind of sucks, but
I mean, what do you do?
yeah, because we went from like 200 comments per video to like 8. I'm sure that hurt our ranking in some respect.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that could explain why, we kind of plateaued a little bit in subscribers, because
Mm-hmm.
that's how we were getting them, is out all them comments, and popping up in suggestions. I mean,
That is true. Whatever.
but
But anyway, I mean we did get to see kind of the wrapping up of the Japanese
yeah, I was
culture
fixing to
arc.
say, thank God that's over.
And
Yeah, that was getting kind of
That was getting
boring a little
old.
bit.
well, unless it just, I mean, that it can't just be it, but this group's probably going to pop up later in the season. They're going to save the day or something. Oh, we've been tracking you forever, and we showed up at the last minute to save somebody.
Yeah.
This group actually, once this wrapped up, I almost see no reason that this part of the park even was shown, because it did absolutely zero to advance the story.
It really
Unless
didn't.
Somehow, like I said, it
Like
shows
you
up
said,
some-
they're connected somehow later.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, there was no point.
They could have eliminated every mention of the Asian part. They could have eliminated every mention of the Indian part. And
Well, I mean, the
completely.
Indian part really wasn't that big of an inconvenience as this was, because it
'Cause
was
they've shown
literally
They've
one
shown a lot.
episode, and it did. It let you know that there were other areas to the park.
They could have done that with the Asian part and still. I don't know. I wasn't really impressed with
They
either
could have
one.
done it with to show, oh, there's this part,
Yeah,
just a few minutes, and then continue on with the story.
I totally get where you're coming from on that. I feel like both of them were just a total waste. I hate it, and I'm sure it'll probably pop up again in the near future. But as of right now, it was garbage. I see no point of having that. But anyway, I mean that's pretty much all.
That
How
is.
about that train crash?
Oh yeah.
That was really neat, but they didn't really do a great job of. What was the point of that again? Did I maybe miss that part while I was outside?
They're going in there to do something.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember.
don't know what they're going in there to
See,
do.
they're not really doing a good job of explaining the motives behind a lot of the actions of the characters.
Yeah,
Because we're
that's
doing
very
all
true.
this, and I mean, unless you're just sitting there just intently watching and just, ready to rewind and catch it again, there's a lot of stuff that's slipping through the cracks.
Well, I mean, especially though, since this season has been kind of sucky, we've all kind of lost interest in a little bit, and so we're not paying attention as much.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can see that. Yeah.
that's my deal. Is I've kind of lost interest in it because it's been a sucky season.
Yeah, so there's probably some stuff that happened earlier in some of the crap episodes that we've not quite picked up on because we just weren't able to focus on it.
Right?
And now, like, all the payoff is happening, and we're like, oh, holy crap. Why is this happening?
Right.
All right, so I mean that's pretty much the
Let's
season
wrap
so far
it,
in a
yeah.
nutshell. This episode was kind of redeeming. What do we give it?
What do you give it, Sarah?
I'll give it at least an 8.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't like really
Horrendous.
sucky. Yeah.
Yeah. I think despite, it was great that the, Asian part finally ended, so that's a plus. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 too.
But what was the point of that Indian talking to Maeve, telling her to come with him?
I think, he was like, come with us, we're all set on the same path or something.
Do you
I
think maybe
believe
he's
those
figured
Indians,
out something too?
the Indians right now, the painted up guys, are
Because-
not on the same narrative that they were. And I think they're probably there to help her.
And she
Yeah.
just doesn't
And
realize
she's got it in her mind that they have killed her in the past, they've screwed her over in the past, they've taken her daughter or whatever, that she has that PTSD basically in regards to them, and I think she probably screwed up by sending her people after them. They never attacked anybody
it. No.
when they rode up. They were attacked, and most of them were killed, if not all of them. And I think we're going to find out eventually that they were there to help. But in the past, they've been there to kill her, and she, it's kind of like, in Terminator 1, Arnold was the bad guy, And then in Terminator 2, John Connor was running from him because he thought he was the bad guy, and he turned out to be the good guy. Kind of the same thing here. You know, she thought they were bad, and oh no, we were good the whole time. All right, I'm going to give this episode a 7. It was not quite befitting of an 8, but it was decent enough to watch, but not decent enough to really hold my attention. But I think a 7 is a marked improvement
Oh yeah.
over the hot steaming garbage that we've had over the past 3 or 4 weeks. Stay tuned for
Hot
next week. We'll be
steaming
doing episode 7. I don't know exactly what that episode is called, but we've only got 4 more episodes to go in the season.
Please, God, let them get gradually better. Just please.
Yeah, because we've already pretty much discussed it, that if the season doesn't markedly improve over the next 4 weeks and our numbers don't go up, we're pretty much going to say to hell with Westworld, because it started out great, but it's really slowed down substantially to the point where I almost dread Sunday nights at this point. You know, I mean, it's a good excuse to everybody get together and watch some TV, but God, we need something. I would
watch
almost
something better, you know.
I would almost be willing to watch Fear the Walking Dead instead of Westworld at this point.
No, I ain't that desperate.
Oh, I am.
No. I'm good.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, we're going to call it a night. Remember, we'll be around, I think I'm going to be streaming Wednesday afternoon. That'll be probably the next stream we do. We're going to be skipping Monday and Tuesday.
We're skipping tomorrow night? Why?
Are we?
What for?
I figured we were going to hang out and maybe do a date night or something.
I mean, I figured we was going to do that Wednesday night, so...
We'll figure it out. If we show up tomorrow night, ta-da!
Right.
Alright, anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
I am Sickle Sarah.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. This has been the Season 2, Episode 6, Westworld Review, live review. The episode was called Phase Space, which I have no clue. Probably had something to do with Bernard going into the program.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alright, well, anyway, we'll see everybody in a day or 3. Have a good night.
A day or 3.
Thank you for watching our stream.